Hello friends, welcome to Net Chemistry. Today we will continue with the question number 15. Up to 14 we have solved, and this is part 7 I am taking. Up to part 6, whoever has not watched, those videos you watch for your better understanding, and you will be getting a continuation of the topic. So let us start with question number 15 today. Question number 15 is match the list 1 with list 2, and it is an application of VSEPR theory, right? What is the question? They have given 4 molecule and shape of the molecule in the second column. First column water they have given, and BF3 they had given, and I3 minus, and fourth one is SF4, right? So water molecule structure will be like this, right? You know, just I am explaining, okay? 2 bond pair plus 2 lone pair, right? 2 bond pair plus 2 lone pair present. What is the shape of the molecule? It will be a bend shape, and your option is angular. So I am choosing that option, angular shape, okay? And belongs to the point group C2V, right? 2 bond pair and 2 lone pair. Oxygen is having 6 electron, 2 has bonded with the hydrogen, and 2 has lone pair, right? And what about BF3? Boron is having 3 electrons, so it has bonded with the 3 fluorine atom. So 3 bond pair alone present. There is no lone pair. 3 bond pair alone present. The structure will be planar triangular, right? And belongs to the point group D3H, right? And I3 minus. What about I3 minus? Iodine is having 7 electrons, and I minus is having 8 electrons. Out of 8 electrons, 2 has bonded with the iodine atom. Then 3 lone pairs, right? 2 bond pair plus 3 lone pair. What will be the shape? Linear shape. And belongs to the point group D infinity H, right? This already we have studied all the VSEPR theory. What all are the conditions? Just I am writing those conditions. And what about SF4? Sulfur is having 6 electron. Out of 6, 4 has bonded with the fluorine, right? 4 has bonded with the fluorine. And the remaining 2 electrons, that is what? 4 bond pair plus 1 lone pair. 4 bond pair plus 1 lone pair present. The structure will be seesaw shape, right? And belongs to the point group C2V. Clear? So your options: water is angular shape, BF3 is planar triangular shape, I3 minus is linear shape, and SF4 will be seesaw shape. Clear? And again your question number 16 also is an application of VSEPR theory. It is asking that they had given 4 molecule. Which one is bond lengths are not equal? Which one of the following molecule? Now we have seen BF3, right? It will be planar triangular, right? All the bond lengths are, if it is a planar triangular, it is like an equilateral triangle, okay? Then all the bond lengths are equal. All the bond lengths are equal in BF3. And BF4 minus, what is the shape of BF4 minus? B minus, right? Boron is having 3 electron. Now it has 1 minus charge is there, so it is having 4 bonds. 4 bond pair alone present. The structure will be tetrahedral, right? Tetrahedral shape means all the bond lengths will be equal. And the next one is XeF4. Xenon is having 8 outer electrons. 4 has bonded with the fluorine atom, right? And the remaining 4 electrons. So 4 bond pair, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 electrons. So this will be square planar shape, right? Planar shape, all the bond lengths will be equal and belongs to the point group D4H, okay? So this also all the bond lengths are equal. And here comes SF4. What is the shape of SF4? We have seen seesaw shape, right? 4 bond pair plus 1 lone pair, right? So it will be seesaw shape. And if you are seeing the seesaw shape, there are 2 types of bonds are present, right? Axial fluorine and equatorial fluorine, right? This is axial fluorine and equatorial fluorine. So bond lengths will be axial and equatorial fluorine, bond lengths will be different. So which one of the molecule is having the bond lengths different? SF4 will be having different bond lengths. And here question number 17 is about bond order. Which one of the following molecule is having the highest bond order? How to calculate the bond order? Bonding electrons minus antibonding electrons divided by 2, right? So that is the bond order. Oxygen is having 16 electron system, right? So 10 minus 6 by 2 you have to do. 10 electrons in the bonding orbital and 6 antibonding electrons divided by 2, you will be getting 2, right? O2 minus means how many electron? 17 electron. So 10 minus 7 divided by 2 you will be getting. So 1.5 is your answer. O2 2 minus. O2 2 minus means 18 electron system. 10 minus 8 divided by 2. You will be getting 1, right? And O2 plus is having 15 electron, right? So 10 minus 5 divided by 2. You will be getting 2.5. So which one is having the highest bond order? This will be having the highest bond order. So I will be writing a shortcut here. For a 14 electron system, your bond order will be 3. And 15 it will be 2.5. 16 it will be 2.0. 17 it will be 1.5. And 18 it will be 1. Okay, the same way here also. 13 it will be 2.5. For a 12 electron system it will be 2.0 and 11 it will be 1.5 and 10 it will be 1.0. This is the bond order, and you know how to calculate the bond order, right? You have to first write your electronic configuration. This is above 14. If it is below 14 number, below 14 you have to write sigma 2p set, first you have to fill. Then what you have to do? You have to add up all the bonding electrons, then minus anti-bonding electrons divided by 2, you will be getting the bond order, right? So that is what I have done here. For a shortcut you can take this reference up to 14. This is the boundary, okay? 14 electron, above 14 electron and below 14 electron. 14 electron you will be getting a bond order 3. For a nitrogen molecule, if you are seeing, bond order will be 3. And below 14 and above 14, this is the criteria. 0.5 difference will be there. Okay, clear? And your question number 18 is, how many resonating structures are available for NO3 minus ion? How many are available? Your answer will be 3 resonating structures are available. Those are N double bond O. The nitrogen is having a positive charge. 2 negative charge and 1 positive charge. You will be getting NO3 minus, right? Then double bond O, O minus, right? Here positive charge. And the other structure will be N double bond O, O minus, and nitrogen is having a positive charge. This is the resonating structures available for NO3 minus. And suppose if you are getting a question to find out the bond order for these structures, this type of anions, how you will be finding out? So what you have to do to find out the bond order? Number of bonds present between a particular atom divided by number of resonating structures. This is the formula to find out the bond order here. So this is the easy way, okay? So how many number of bonds are present between two atoms, you have to find out. You should not change the atoms, okay? Here you will be having 1, right? 1 bond. Here it will be 2 bond. And here it will be 1 bond, right? Am I correct? NO bonds. Same bonds you have to take. Here 1 bond, here 2 bond, and here 1 bond. So 1 plus 2 plus 1. And how many resonating structures are possible? 3 resonating structures. So 4 by 3. 4 by 3 means 1.3 is the bond order for this. Okay. Same way, whatever they are asking, okay, how many for benzene, if they are asking to find out how many resonating structures are available for benzene, benzene will be like this, right? This is the resonating structures. Two structures are possible. And how to find out the bond order for benzene? See, number of bonds between two atoms. Here if you are taking, how many bonds are there? 2, right? Here it will be 1 bond. And how many resonating structures are possible? 2. So 3 by 2. 1.5 is the bond order for benzene. This is the way you have to find out. Whichever atom they are giving or whichever molecule they are giving, you should be able to find out. First you should know the resonating structure, number of bonds between two atoms. Okay. And the same way we will see what is the how many resonating structures for CO3 minus 2. This is the structure CO3 minus 2. 3 resonating structures are present. To calculate the bond order, you have to see number of bonds between atoms in same atoms in all the structures you have to take. Here 1 is present, here 2 is present, here 1, right? So 4 divided by 3, here also 1.3 you will be getting the bond order. This is the way you have to find out. Okay. And next is question number 19. Already we have solved, and up to 27 we have done. Only one question I have missed, that is your question number 20. Okay. This is about when a sodium nitroprusside solution. What is sodium nitroprusside? First of all, Na2Fe Cn 5 times NO. This is what a sodium nitroprusside. It will be like 2Na plus structure if you are writing 2Na plus minus 2. When added to the alkaline sulfide, what it is? Na2S. What is this reaction? In class 11 we are studying about this test. This is sulfur identification, qualitative analysis of sulfur. So sodium nitroprusside plus alkaline solution of sulfide, if you are adding, then what will be getting? Sodium nitroprusside will be converted into sodium thionitroprusside. One sulfur will be adding inside. So you will be getting here both the Na2 will be combining Na4, right? Na4 Fe Cn 5 times NOS. Okay. Sodium thionitroprusside. This is violet color. So why, if this orange color or brick red color, I'm not sure. Okay, orange color or brick red color. So that will be converting into violet color. Sodium nitroprusside will be converting into sodium thionitroprusside. One sulfur will be added. That is the conversion. So your answer is, this is the answer, option A. Then if you are seeing up to 27, I have already solved and kept. You can go through those videos. And other than this, I would like to take one more topic, hybridization. Very easy to find out, as all of us know how to find out the hybridization of a molecule if they are giving. So just I will explain, okay, what is hybridization. So just I am taking an example and explaining CO2, how to find out the hybridization of CO2. Hybridization means bonding description, okay. CO2, what is the structure? C double bond O, C double bond O. So for CO2, what is the outer electronic configuration of carbon? 2s2, 2p2, right? That will be 2s2, 2px1, right? 2px1 and 2py1, right? This is the hybrid, this is the electronic configuration of carbon, right? 2s2 has become 2s1 and 2p1. S and p orbital will be included in hybridization, and these two electrons will represent this pi bonding. Okay, whenever you are writing a hybridization, you have to include all the sigma bonds and lone pairs. Okay, lone pair also should be included in the hybridization. We will see one more example, then it will be clear for you. So pi bonding will not be included in the hybridization. It will be represented the outside the orbital. So sp hybridization and 2 electrons will be representing your pi bonding. Next I am taking the hybridization of SO2. SO2 is 6 electron system, S double bond O, right, and 1 lone pair, right. 3s2, 3p4 is the outer electronic configuration of sulfur, S2, and px2, py1, pz1, right. So this is the outer electronic configuration, right. This is sulfur outer electronic configuration. And if you are coming to the SO2 case, what will happen? This will be, this px2 will be 1 electron will be going to the d orbital, and your hybridization involves sp2 hybridization. How come sp2? This s electron, 2 This s electrons will represent this lone pair, and these two are bond pairs, sigma bonds, these two sigma bonds, right? One lone pair has included plus two sigma bonds are included. And where is 2 pi bond? This 2 electron, outer 2 electron will represent the pi bonds. This is the way you have to write your hybridization. I know all these things you know very well. I have just mentioned because it has mentioned in your syllabus as well. Hybridization. It is all these questions are very easy questions. So don't skip not even a single question, okay? You can score maximum in preliminary examination. So for hybridization, suppose if they are asking for a 2-mark question, you will be easily getting that 2-mark, okay? So don't miss any of the topic from your syllabus. Hope you understand it well. To be continued. Thank you for watching.